When I moved to Halifax, I became very interested in the species near and in the ocean. The species that stood out to me was the starfish. I learned how important starfish are in intertidal ecosystems all around the world. Starfish are what are known as keystone species. This means that the ecosystem largely depends on them, and if the starfish were removed, the ecosystem would change drastically. Starfish might not look fierce, but they are the top predator in intertidal ecosystems. Starfish are predators of mainly snails, barnacles, and mussels. In ecology, there are predator-prey cycles, which keep the ecosystems balanced. And when these cycles are stabilized, it is because both predator and prey populations are stable, and neither are declining. This is shown in starfish and mussel relationships. An experiment was done on starfish to see how the ecosystem would react if the starfish were removed. The scientists visited the intertidal ecosystem every day, removed the starfish in the ecosystem, and brought them to another intertidal ecosystem not too far away. The scientists started to notice the intertidal ecosystem changed drastically, and the mussel population grew exponentially, as well as fewer of all other types of species. After 8 years, the intertidal species was only mussels, and no other species were left. This just shows how important starfish are in controlling intertidal species. However, there are some instances where you want mussels to grow exponentially, such as when they are being harvested in aquaculture farms for human consumption. Mussels are a delicious seafood treat sold at many restaurants. This is a good example to practice two-eyed seeing, as the ecosystem provided us with food and nutrients, and the aquaculture helps our economy. For starfish to keep the ecosystem in balance, they had to have many different adaptations. They can pry open the mussel shells and eat them. How starfish eat is a very interesting evolutionary strategy. However, it has proved to be effective. Starfish will push out their stomachs and allow their stomach acid to degrade and break down the organism that they are trying to eat. Starfish have also adapted a very cool way of walking through their tube feet, and they use water to power their movement. Starfish have also adapted the ability to flip themselves over if they are upside down, to allow for the hole where they intake water to be upright again. They push two arms against the ground for support and stamp down with the opposite one to flip itself back up. This is a behavioral adaptation that starfishes have developed.